Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing really well. It's a wonderful day today. How are you?
Tell me about yourself.
Well, originally I am from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. I moved to New York when I went to college. I went to college at Vassar College for my undergraduate years, for the first four, for majoring in psychology. I then went on to do my master's at the University of Columbia, which is in New York as well. And from there, I also grasped and did my PhD at the University of Columbia too. Um, Alongside that, I have two children and I'm also married. If I'm not in the research department or collecting data, I am spending time with my family. We do love long walks at the park, going out to family outings, and just hanging out at the house. My family is my world, but alongside that, I am a researcher. I love psychology. I do have a concentration in adolescence and human behavior in adolescence.
How would you start your day if you received this position?
If I receive this position, I'm the type that has everything structured. When I first walk in, I will create a list on my to-do planner. From there, I will categorize which tasks need to be done from according to deadlines and priorities. That's my way of ensuring everything that is done properly and is done correctly and is turned in on time. From there on out, I do my lessons plan, seeing what topics that we will be discussing this week in our lectures. From there on out, I will do the grading and making sure everything's submitted on time.
How would peers describe you?
My fellow peers will describe me as an energetic, hardworking leader. I tend to make sure that all my students and everybody that I'm working with is very understanding of the assignments and very understanding of the concept we are trying to grasp. Like I mentioned, I am a researcher in the University of Columbia. I did take on the role as an assistant professor, so I do have experience in teaching. For the majority of that position, I was in charge of all the lectures and all the data. So, whenever individuals did not understand the assignment or needed more help with specific topics, I would go out of my way to make sure that they grasped onto all the information to fully understand it and use that knowledge from the topic that we're discussing in everyday life.
How would you introduce new topics to your teaching?
Like mentioned, new topics, I would make the students try to grasp the material by comparing it and to modern times, modern situations. For instance, we live in a generation in which our world is revolving and evolving, and everything is being changed. So I would grasp the material by showing the students that they can apply these topics into their personal lives, not only in the classroom but in everyday life, so they can fully understand it. I feel like if a student can relate to the material, they can use that material later on and they can fully understand it, and opposed to just reading a lecture and just learning it for that little previous time and then forgetting about this information.
What are the challenging aspects of teaching?
Like I mentioned in my previous experience in a position similar to this, I wasn't aware of all the different teaching styles that students can learn from. For instance, I had this one individual that was in the class that was a hands-on learner, where the other one was more of a visual learner. So in order to compromise my teachings for both students, I wrote everything down, and as a lecture I wrote notes so that they can take as well, so they can put into their material so that they can learn later on, as well as doing group projects in which that they would have to learn how to do together, or group discussions in which that they will have to do the material and come together again to fully grasp on different perspectives of the material. So in my opinion, I just think that the different learning styles was a challenge, but once you understand how to compromise all of them and make sure that every student is understanding of the material, it'll be easier. You just have to compromise and just always emerge all the different teaching styles so that each and every single student can learn and grasp onto the material, opposed to being left behind.
What does good teaching look like in your opinion?
Personally, I believe good teaching is when students, like I mentioned, can grasp material fully and their understandings, ask and take notes, ask questions, and also apply these concepts into their personal lives. Again, when individuals are learning the material, it's better to use real life implications so that they can fully understand the situations of those topics. If you read about it in something that has nothing to do with you or not pertaining to you, it's kind of harder to grasp onto the material. But once you can apply it to your personal life and personal situations that you are going through, these materials can be easier to learn and quicker to learn. So yes.
Can you please describe your teaching style?
Like I mentioned, I try to change all my teaching styles into one. Again, for my visual, my hands-on learners. I also like to throw in research papers, so people can fully understand the concepts, as well as do discussion boards. Like I mentioned, when individuals write from their perspectives and then answer questions from other individuals from their perspectives, it can alter their mind and just open new doors for them to understand, as well as just think outside the box that they didn't think of when doing their assignments. I also like a lot of team effort, teamwork. As a research assistant, I had to work with many other researchers. So I love teamwork. It helps create a bigger, stronger bond and just amplifies the material. I also like quizzes. I feel like a quiz at the end of the week for each course or for each topic is very vital, because it gives the students an idea and a final understanding of the topic that we were discussing in lecture. So again, I do like doing a mixture, a variety of teaching styles.
How would you cope with stress?
To cope with stress, I tend to spend time with my family. I do prioritize my work, but I also try to keep a balance of my work life and my personal life. That's the best key to help with stress, as well as just limiting yourself on the weekends. I noticed that I am so involved with my work, which is not a bad thing, but I do believe that work and personal life balance is key to avoid stress.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to interview with you for this position. I hope that my experiences and my qualifications also lead me to be a good candidate. If you have any other additional information you'd like to ask, please feel free to reach out to me, and I would be more than welcome to oblige to those and give you those informations. So again, thank you once again for letting me apply with you, and I hope to hear from you soon.